Okay, welcome back. Hopefully this video will be quite a bit shorter than the last one. Really don't like putting out videos that long, but yeah, so this one should be quite a bit shorter. This will be doing steps 13 and 14. So you will need to print out the two body halves, look like this. Now I did this in two pieces, and because the little hump part here is supposed to be a different color, so I did the main part, and then I did the hump part, and this does have support material that breaks off pretty easily. We'll get to that in a second. And we also need the rocket motor part back here, and I did that in two pieces. It's supposed to be three, as you can see here, but those two was at 59 and 60. I did those as one piece, and those get glued onto 62, and that's what that looks like when that is done. So that part's actually done. I can set that aside for now. And we need to do right here. Now I did that in two pieces. One looks like that, and one looks like that. That was for ease of printing, and they just go together this way. And the little, and this is what it looks like when it's done. And the little hook part clip thing, whatever you call that. And that prints out looking something like that. Of course, that still has the brim around it that I'll still got to pull off. And that does get printed with support. There's a little bit of support like right there that just breaks off fairly easily. All right. And what else? The seat on step 14 goes there. And we also need some of these little like bushings and stuff, and some of them I've already pressed in, like and this is one where I've already removed the support material here and have put it in place, and that just got bonded in. And here's one of those pieces right here, and again it just fits in nicely. Now I did have to sand that a little bit to get that to fit in nicely like that. I also put in the G16 piece right there that just presses in, and I actually also put it on that one here, so it pressed in fairly tightly. I would pull that back out, but it's just pressed in tightly, no need to glue it or anything. So these do print with support material, and so we'll have to dig it out of this hole. I've already removed it from the simple places here, but it does print support in the hole. You could probably change settings so it won't do that maybe, but it's not too hard getting that out. At least the other one wasn't. But yeah, so I'll you know, this is why some of my videos are kind of long, because I make you guys watch me dig out support material. So I'll do that off camera, but that's what it looks like when it's all removed. All right, and these just fit in here like that. They're a little bit loose. I mean, they don't really wiggle, but if you turn it upside down, they can fall out. Now, the instructions say not to glue those, and these go in here. And again, it says not to glue that, but if they just fall out, we'll just kind of have to see what to do about that when we get to it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove the support material from this. And again, there's a little piece right here, comes off. And the rest of this, if you're careful, it just pulls off. And again, I'm not going to make you watch me do all of that. So let me get all the support material removed, and then we'll just start gluing stuff together. Okay, so we should be good to go. Got that removed and got all of that removed. Now this should fit in there very nicely. Get my orientation correct. Now, very important, when you're removing the support material, don't cut that little lip off right here. All right, so don't confuse that with support material. So leave that on, and this just snaps in here like that. Make sure it's pushed down all the way, and there you go. Now I'll put a little bit of solvent around the seam there, just to stick it together. That should be all you need. just so it can soak in. This will, you know, it'll use capillary action to kind of get in between the two parts, theoretically, should. So just go around the seams and just kind of give it another little press together. And that should, once it evaporates off, should lock it in there pretty nice. And I did notice that this printed a little bit rough-ish here. So I'm just going to shave some of those little boogers off, but not too bad. Okay. All right, now we'll just kind of set that aside to kind of finish setting up a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit more right in there. So a little bit right in here. So we'll just kind of set that down. Now, one thing I want to spend a little bit of time on here is gluing those together. Because the first time I did this, and this is PETG, I think, solvent won't touch it. First attempt with this, I got them a little bit crooked before, and the glue set before I could get them straight. And I tried to save it, but it just wasn't working out. Just got a little bit of a booger here. And I've been told that this PETG is supposed to be stronger than PLA, but I don't know. I've broken more PEGT parts than PLA parts. Also, this printed this way, and I used, I've never used, it's a little bit rough on top. I think it's because of the infill that I chose, but I use the ironing feature with Cura, and I don't usually use Cura. I just downloaded it a week ago or so, using it for the first time, because I saw online that you can use the ironing function, which makes the top smoother. So I thought I'd try that, and it worked pretty good. Now, to get these set evenly, I just made a really simple jig fixture, whatever you want to call it. So you can put that first piece in, and that locks it in so it can't move. And you just put the glue on it, put that on, and it's perfectly, you know, set. So we'll just take the CA, and we're just going to go around here. You don't need a whole lot, and you don't really need it too close to the edge, because when you push it down, it's going to ooze out a little bit. You don't really want it oozing out past the edge too much. It's probably more than enough. And you just put that in like so. And again, the little wood pieces here keep everything perfectly straight and centered and aligned. Now, I have seen people, when they put the glue on one side, they will spray the other side with the accelerant and then push them together. I don't do that because it seems like if one side is wet with the accelerant and you press them together, as soon as the glue touches it, it'll set before it really sticks to that part very well. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That sounds like a good experiment, to glue a couple pieces together both ways and then do a test, see which one's stronger. But that should be set enough that I can pull that out. Oh, there we go. And now it's like perfectly lined up all the way around. Got a little bit of ooze out that stuck to the wood and my fingers. And but that's easily shaved off, just like that. All right. And I'm just going to give this a little bit of a spritz just to set up anything that might have been oozing out around the side. All right, so again, easy, just pieces of scrap wood and some glue, and that will make it a whole lot easier getting parts glued straight and lined up. All right, and then the next part, right here, remove the support material here, and the brim, and this one needs a little bit of trimming. Just going to run that around here, finish trimming off that brim. And The top got a little bit rough, so I'm just going to shave that flat. So what I'm going to do off camera is that is a little bit tight in there, not much. So off camera, I'm going to scrape that down. I'm going to scrape that down flat, trim off the little flashing here, and then we'll snap it in place. Also, I made that, I thought wide enough, but I just need to slice down a tiny bit here, tiny bit here. That just helps it snap into place a little bit better. And also right here, just get rid of a little bit here where that edge was. Again, it doesn't take much. And where the print ended, it left a little bit of a ridge there, which that's on the back side, so it doesn't really matter too much, because that's where the opening of the clip is. All right, so let me get this taken care of and get back to you in a minute. All right, so when that's finally on, make sure that that square part, lower part's like down, not on top. You don't want to put that on upside down. This is a pain in the butt to pull back off, then much harder than putting it on for sure. So anyways, now, again, make sure that piece is in here, and put those in later because they keep falling out. That piece is here, that piece is here. We can take our rocket motor part. Now I did have to sand around here a little bit, but those go right in here, like so. And then, just making sure I'm not forgetting anything, these can go together. Actually, let me just kind of go around here a little bit. And it should. There it goes. Maybe. And this one, get in there. Get rid of that little lip right around in here. Try that again. There we go. Just like that. Very cool. Actually, might need to shave off a little bit right here. Looks like it's holding it up. So we'll get rid of that. And a little bit here. And same. Every now and then, where the extruder stops, it just leaves a little bit of a high point. All right, let's try that again. We can kind of wiggle that in more centered, like that. I can kind of wiggle in centered more like that. So I'm going to solvent all around here and clamp it down. We'll get back to you when that's done. All right, so I couldn't figure out any reason why they don't want that glued in, because if you don't, things could fall out. So I went ahead and glued that in. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is the hole down here, that needs to be opened up a little bit so that can also freely pass through it. That was a little bit tight, and it didn't take too much. But once that's good, then need to make sure that this also fits on here nicely. And then we can glue this in. Just using a little bit of CA here and here. I'm not getting carried away. just in case I need to dig it out later. Shouldn't be too bad. Just 2 points there. Again, that's just to make sure it doesn't fall out later. And then one of those can go in here, like that. And so now that's got a kind of a nice friction fit, so it turns nicely. And then the other one goes in the other side. And you know what? I needed to just scrape that a little bit to get it to be not too tight. Doesn't need much. A little bump there, that'll help. Let's try that. All right, oh, it's a little bit tight. Let me take that back out. Let me get this to fit nicer off camera. I'll get back to you in a minute. Now you'll notice that step here. On the other side, you know, you would think it matches up, and they kind of do, but they're not long enough to fully engage. And I checked the real kit, and the real kit's the same way. So for now, I'm just going to leave them like that. Now when you turn one, it does move the other one a little bit. It tries to. For now, I'm going to leave it like that because I'm not sure exactly like the folding function or what this does. So I'm not going to make anything permanent yet. But chances are, I bet you that what I'm going to do is end up putting a little rod in between to hold those two together so that they move with each other. But for now, we're just going to leave it like that. And that is this finished. So that looks pretty cool. Now, in the next video, we're going to start the rest of the bike. Now things are really going to start taking shape. This actually goes this way, like that. I got to fix that to fit in there, but that goes in there. And the wheels, they go, this is a rear one actually, but that's all right. Get the front one. That's going to go like that, I think. But yeah, this is really getting big quick. So anyways, finish up this next video. This wraps us up for steps 13 and 14. Looking kind of cool. Hopefully it all works right when it's done. I am concerned that the tires are going to be a little heavy. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to reprint the tires a little bit thinner, lighter infill maybe. But anyways, until next time, thanks for watching.